And we're on the computer. Good. Oh, God. Really? You brought that out? And I look like a head in the bed. That's a Scrubs joke if there ever was one. What's up, Manny? How's it going, buddy?
Pretty good. Just waking up.
Yeah, I've been up for a minute. We decided that we're going to make the boy get up and do some PE. He's gotten a little lazy. Not going to lie, but that's okay. It's Tuesday. That means we will be discussing some tech news, but also it's Star Wars stuff going on. So yeah, we got a lot of Star Wars stuff to talk about. Welcome to the show. Today's episode is proudly sponsored by Grow Generation, where the pros go to grow. More on them in a bit. And like I said, it's Tuesday, Tech Day. I got something I want to talk about at the end of it, but first we had a lot of stuff hit from Marvel, but it is May 4th, which means May the 4th be with you. Right,
Right
right.
before be with you, Kyle.
There we go. Oh, today Bad Batch is hitting. We get 70 minutes total,
Yep.
I think, ish.
Right.
Um, and then they'll start releasing episodes on Fridays. Um, I guess this will kind of hopefully hold people down until uh Loki starts. How you feeling about Star Wars on in 2021, man?
Uh, well, I mean, besides the Dave Filoni stuff, that's been always really, really great. I feel like it's really been mediocre, man. Like,
Mm.
doesn't like I think it's because of the way Disney milks it. Like, I mean, not just milks it. I mean, like juices it and
Yeah.
pulverizes it. That I feel like it's the last few years it's really losing its legacy, its glamour, its mystique kind of. Because I used to expect so much from the properties as far as an emotion and kind of that Star Wars feel.
Mhm.
Uh and it just doesn't hit the same anymore. And The Mandalorian has been great, but there's quite a bit of stretches in The Mandalorian where he there's like nothing happening. Uh, it's just him, and it's more of a filler than anything else. It's kind of a Capri Sun if you think about it. Um, it does have great moments, and obviously we got this guy out of it. Uh, But yeah, it just doesn't hit the same, and I think it's because Disney owns it and of how much they've milked the crap out of it.
I can see that. Look, I want to say this. It's obvious that I love Star Wars. I showed off my tattoo and stuff, and when I don't have this stupid background like Manny does, you guys can clearly see all of my wonderful Star Wars stuff, but not all of it. But I did get burned out for a bit, man. I'm not gonna
Mhm.
lie. I was burned out by the new news. I was burned out by crappy stories across the spectrum. Whether it was things in movies, things in books, comics, whatever. I had problems, and I got burned out a bit. But when I started listening to some old EU books on audiobook, I got Audible trial for free. It kind of reignited it a bit, and this is all post season 2 Luke Skywalker Grogu, you know finale, and um I won't say that I'm necessarily excited yet, but I think I'm I think I'm starting to get ready to go back into Star Wars, and I think Book of Boba Fett will be a good place to go back in. Not just because it follows Mandalorian, but because it's different. Hopefully,
Uh,
you know,
yeah.
not necessarily filled with what we've seen or done before.
It just I'm looking like give me a reason to be excited because you
Mhm.
haven't. But even you had to go back and read older things to kind of get that level of like. I think the only time I was really just overtaken with excitement and and anticipation was for the release of the Phantom Menace.
Mm,
Um,
yeah.
because we hadn't had a Star Wars film in so long, and that was exciting. I had like an altar in my house
Yeah.
with all the toys and all of the everything I get my hands on Star Wars during that time. I had all the Taco Bell toppers, the drink toppers, and so and then I for which one was the recent one? Uh,
9. Right, Rise of Skywalker.
no, the first of the three.
Oh, Force Awakens.
Yeah, The Force
7. Yeah.
Awakens. I Yeah, I went to the midnight premiere and everything. I just don't remember being as excited still for that. And for me to like to actually get back into it, really, it took uh going back and binging the Clone Wars, even though I'd already seen some of the episodes. But just it's good, simple storytelling, Jedi, stormtrooper fights, everything you can want from Star Wars as a fan of the property. I'm not the biggest fan of the property, but I really really enjoy it.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then everything else, like the movies lately, the feature films, I have not I have not connected with any of them. Not I Rogue One maybe a little bit, but I was excited to finally see a Hispanic lead in a Star Wars film. But other than that, I thought Solo was trash. The last two feature films were awful, and Force Awakens wasn't too bad. But I think their biggest mistake there was you needed one director for all three, or at least somebody, at least like a Feige or something to rein it in, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
I could see that.
but it just seems like they're so busy trying to make money off of it that it just now to me just another just another franchise, you know. That's
Yeah, I remember this. Like,
Mm.
I'm just gonna. Oh, no, that's not the right one. That's the theatrical trailer. I think it's this one. This was the original trailer that had hit for episode 1. This is the one that people went to theaters to watch this. And I'm going to talk hopefully loud enough where you guys can just barely hear the music. But I remember seeing this and those notes hitting and the like hairs on my body, my 14-year-old, teenage body rising and just being like, oh my god, are we actually, this is 1998, 99.
yeah.
The internet is not in every home. Not everyone had access to this stuff. But what do you remember seeing this trailer, man? You were describing how you were more excited, but what was
Mhm.
this like for you in '99?
Yeah, it was all excitement and uh, feeling like I was finally going to be part of something bigger because my dad was telling me how about what it was like for when he went to go watch
Mm-hmm.
A New Hope, and so for me to be able to now be part of that Star Wars group where I went to go see a movie in theaters and continue on the story, I was excited, and the fact that the only yeah that the I got to enjoy the trailer in the theater, and that's all I knew. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
have spoilers. I didn't have rumor mills. I didn't have none of that. It was just it was just a trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so and also to think the fact that we were going to go backwards to see where it all started, that was also a very exciting.
But
And
little did we know.
yeah, but I mean, what it gave us though, with like, if the films did anything, it gave us the Clone Wars.
Yes.
I thought that was completely worth it, because that is so good. And now today we get to enjoy, Bad Batch from there too. So great ideas that maybe just weren't panned out necessarily well on the feature films, but on the smaller screen in animation came out great. So
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Oh, it's starting to play more songs. Oh well. And you know, the Clone Wars is one of those things. I didn't get into it, and that's fine. It is for who it is. I did like the first 2D one from Tartakovsky. I can never pronounce his name. Jindy. I think that's his first name. I liked that well enough, but like I said, I was 14. So when I saw the Phantom Menace, like it took a couple viewings to realize how bad it was, because I was like in shock. There were these great moments, but it wasn't Star Wars exactly. And we could talk all day about the prequel trilogy. But let's talk a little bit about Bad Batch, since it's coming out today. You've gotten to see it. Give us your reaction. You're a Clone Wars fan. Tell us a little bit about it, man.
oh, so Bad Batch, I thought was fantastic. There's no way to get you on your edge of the seat from the beginning of the series than to start with, the executive order,
Mm-hmm.
and to hear those words and to hear it from all the clones, and you're like, oh shit, wait, what? What's what's happening? And then you remember everything that happened in the films and what that leads to, and now you have a group of uh of um
Clones.
of clones that are defective, right?
Mm-hmm.
And but they're able to make their own decisions, and to start to see the rise of the empire. I got really excited, and it's a fun journey, and I like the idea of these clones kind of realizing that they're not necessarily broken, but they're free and have the
Mm-hmm.
opportunity to make their own decisions and
Like
to
Boba.
stand for what they believe, and question their loyalties, because they've been protecting these people for so long, and now on a on a flip of a switch, they're supposed to turn.
Kill them all.
Right. So there's that. And so I thought it was, well, just like in the same vein that everything else that they've done so far. I thought it's been great for the couple of episodes that I did get to watch. I think I got to three. I got to watch three of them.
Okay. Is it I know the MCU throughout the first three phases, the Infinity Saga, not counting TV shows, but just the movies, kind of grew up with its audience to a degree. And when you look at the prequel trilogy, whether he wanted to or was forced to, Lucas grew up a little bit through each of those movies as the 9-year-olds. He swears he created Star Wars 4 in 1999. We're 14, 15 years old by, Revenge of the Sith. So it was a little bit darker. Is Bad Batch made for fans of the Clone Wars as they are today? Like, is it a little bit darker, grown up, more mature, or is it the same as it was with the Clone Wars Rebels type?
I'd like to say it's about the same, but it's also dealing with the darker topic. I
Mm.
mean, that's where the entire franchise kind of flips on its head, and the Empire brings in a little bit more mature themes, and now people are getting executed and things like that. So, but it falls in the same vein, so it can be enjoyed by everyone.
Mm.
But if you're not familiar with Star Wars, you're not going to get anything out of it, I feel.
Interesting.
Well, yeah, because you if you go into it and you don't know
Yeah.
you don't know the weight of that order,
So
then
if you know the prequel trilogy at least, then are you good or
I
no?
think yeah, you'd be okay.
Okay.
But it's kind of a disservice if you haven't watched the rest of them and all of a sudden this is what you want to start with, because these
Right.
characters are introduced already
Mm.
in previous episodes of the Clone Wars uh, um, series. So you kind of want to come. You just I know there's like quite a few seasons, but you get so much out of them. I mean, if you hadn't watched the Clone Wars, you don't get that reaction in the Mandalorian with Ahsoka, you know,
Yeah.
and you don't get the satisfaction of having Darth Maul return, who unfortunately was cut in half in one movie.
Yeah.
So there's a lot there. I as much as I hate him, General Grievous is so good, and as much as I hate him as a character, I enjoy him as a bad guy, and just things like that. It's just something that you enjoy more if you know a little bit more about it. That's
Yeah.
yeah. So
Um, we can't talk about Star Wars today without talking about the fandom a bit. And we do have an awesome Star Wars dedicated podcast, The Cantina. We will be discussing Bad Batch and other things on that on Friday, um, as normal. Um, we might get some trailers today, as a matter of fact, while we are recording this, ladies and gentlemen. You something might drop before I get it up, and if that does happen, I'll try to uh get something up for you guys. But yeah, we've got the Clone Wars. We might be getting some sneak peeks at some things. Our source over at Lucasfilm um, didn't promise anything, but he did say that there was at least talk, and we're not promising anything because again, we weren't promised anything, but we have heard talk that there's potentially unseen footage uh, of something Star Wars related um, coming today. What it is, when, how much, don't know. There's footage that was shown to people like in the boardroom during the investors call last year, and they I think maybe some of that like Andor footage might be released or something, because that's in post pretty far. Um, but yeah, who knows? When it comes to the fandom, I wanted to share a little something, and this just kind of goes to the idea of responsibility of people. When you have an outlet, every day I go on and I look at Star Wars stuff on YouTube, and it's always the same stuff. Kathleen Kennedy, he's being fired. Daisy Ridley's quitting. I've seen Brie Larson coming, going, coming, going. Carano's returning. No, she's not. Like, this is all I see every day. Like, thousands and thousands of views on people literally flip flopping back and forth
mm,
on what's going on with Kennedy, Favreau, Filoni, and one of the things I kind of got upset about, we talked about yesterday's show, the posters, and one of those YouTubers that you guys did see up there, uh, won't even retract his video after it was pointed out that there's additional posters, additional artwork for today, for Star Wars Day, that includes the sequel characters, and that they weren't cut out. There's a banner image versus the header and thumbnail image, and like I get disc guys. Trust me, no one is more angry at Disney's slapping a face at the EU fans than I am, but these people, I don't want to call them outright liars, because they might, like I said, be hearing from a janitor in Lucasfilm for all I know. But once you're presented with the additional evidence, don't we have like some sort of obligation to our readers, our audiences, and not just us as LRM, but any content creator, to present things in full context, right?
Yep. 100% agree with you there.
So I can't help but feel like everyone wants to be in their echo chamber, because it feels great to be told you're right. I agree with you. You're on point, man. Like, but that doesn't get you anywhere, and neither does bad arguments, bad takes. It creates more issues in the fandom, doesn't it? Like, do you think there would be as much hate now if there wasn't people? Because let's face it, there are people that hope Kathleen Kennedy gets fired, right? Would we be as divisive today if we didn't see a person with 150,000 views every week talking about Kathleen getting fired?
No, I don't think so. And I think it's really irresponsible of people to just go off of a whim, and because it's not even a rumor. It's not even something that's being picked up from by actual, respectable outlets. I just wonder if a lot of these groups are just, one person behind a camera with really no accountability other than herself, and it's more than anything, it's clickbait, and it's whatever, 10-15 minutes of them ranting on just for views, more than anything. Empty views, empty calories, if you want to call them. And it does nothing for anyone other than themselves, or being selfish. Just let it be. If there is something that is of true concern, then go ahead and talk about it. But
Yeah,
if you're disproven, then at least edit. No, you need to just take it down.
update, respond, something. And you guys can check out more information on LRMonline.com, where you can find our outstanding pieces and breakdowns on it. And like I said yesterday, Christine, Manny, and I, we took a look at the poster situation.
GrowGeneration.com, where the pros go to grow. Grow Generation, where the pros go to grow. For all of your cultivation needs, Grow Generation has the right products, service and staff to make your grow successful. Go to www.growgeneration.com, where the pros go to grow.
So I can record again. It looks like we lost for a second. That's cool, because I'm just gonna put in the ad there, so you guys are welcome back from the ad through the magic of editing, which is going to take me longer to get this up now. I can make it look like there was no mistake, but yes, you'll notice there's no picture right now, and that's because I'm actually rendering at the same time from Zoom as I'm recording. Anyways, Manny, Star Wars things looking up. Fans, do your research.
Yeah.
Check us out. Check out the Cantino. The one thing I can promise you guys is this: I will never lie to you. I will always give you the most up to date information as possible, and I can assure you, I'm not a Disney shill, but I'm also not 100% anti everything they've done. I can tell you that I despise the prequel trilogy with a passion, and I love the EU, but not all of it. So, like, I don't know what the answer is other than to tell you guys, seek out more information. You got anything else about Star Wars today on this wonderful May 4th, Manny?
No, not really. Just enjoy Star Wars Day safely. Don't drink and drive, because we know how many people are going to go out and party for it. No, I'm just kidding. More than anything, man, I can't wait to see some of my good friends at conventions and their amazing Star Wars cosplays that they love to bring out every show. So, if anything, there's that.
I agree. Yeah, 100%. We're at about 32% of this rendering, so hopefully we'll get some video back before the end of the episode. I just don't want to clog up with too much memory and shit. Let's talk about let's do our tech segment, because I want to show video from Marvel, because we did get something really awesome from Marvel. When it comes to technology, one of the things we've been really talking about recently has been knowing what you guys need for your TV, your audio visuals system, knowing your technology and getting that. And Manny and I and Nick and Ken says several of your favorite LRM contributors got into a discussion about cloud gaming. Manny, do you cloud game by chance, or have any experience with it yet?
No. Okay. I don't game enough. I don't have the time for it yet right now. I have time for Animal Crossing and Call of Duty.
There you go.
Everything else is on hold.
Well, I don't know if you knew this or not, but we're in the middle of a chip shortage. Like GPUs, new consoles are really hard to get, and things like Xbox Game Pass, PlayStation Now, GeForce, they got their own streaming thing. I think it's GeForce Now, I believe is what it's called. We can start our videos because it looks like everything went well. So yay, videos are coming back up, ladies and gentlemen. One of the things about it though is internet. A lot of people don't quite understand how their internet works, how their network works, how Wi-Fi is way slower than hardwired. They don't understand the ideas of how is the streaming rig set up. Are you using your own hardware to log in to a computer where it's going to do the heavy lifting, but your hardware is still going to do some stuff? Or is this true 100% complete cloud-based gaming where all you've got is an internet connection and a Bluetooth controller? The problem is it eats up resources, graphics get messed with. There's a lot of intricacies that go into it. You can't be competitive. You can't play like competitive esports via cloud very, very well. There's all sorts of things that deal with the graphics settings and quality and lag and all of this, but because people want to play games, you got companies taking advantage of it, and I'm not a big fan of it right now because of that. How do you feel about it?
That what do you know about games? That's how I feel about it. I think it's great that everybody gets more people get access to games. You don't have to go out and buy games. You can just download them.
Well, that's one thing. If you can download it onto your own hardware, that's one thing. I'm talking explicitly cloud-based gaming.
Oh,
So
okay.
you're streaming the game from elsewhere.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Still, same thing. Not everybody can have a big hard drive to store things. So anything to really make the game easier to get, easier to have, because I know how frustrating it is sometimes with me and my PlayStation when I got to do Call of Duty updates, because that motherfucker takes up so much space.
What is it? 170 gigs now?
It's stupid. It is dumb. Um, so yeah, there's that, and I don't mind. I've never been a person who's been so like enamored with having such specific settings on anything. Hell, sometimes like I'm just happy to play the game. So I know that it would be kind of uh, while it is easier, I guess. I just don't like it because I just like having a physical copy
Yeah.
of things. So I hate the idea of like, oh yeah, you own the game, but it's just the code. And it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, but anytime you can decide that you're not going to give it to me anymore. And at least if I have the physical copy, I can still play, I guess, to a certain
Mm.
degree. So, or I can't, like, perfect example is my daughter plays Animal Crossing too. We only have one copy for the moment, but I wasn't sure how much she was going to stick with it. Uh, so we share a copy, and that's okay. But if I had downloaded it off the cloud or something like that, then we wouldn't be able to do that. I think that's my biggest issue with it. Other
Mm.
than that, I had no problem. I really had no problem with it.
My like I said, my biggest issue is the way it's being sold. Like I got it. Like I agree. Like the more gaming access we can get to people, the better. Which is why I'm a big supporter of like PlayStation Now, PS Plus, Xbox Game Pass that allow downloading.
Mhm.
I still will tell you guys that the business side of it and the idea of AAA studio titles being happy, getting pennies on a subscription versus a full sale of a game copy, that's a different conversation. But on the technical aspects, it goes back to uh, your research and knowing what it is that you need. You need to look at the gaming streaming service that you're going to use and their minimum speed recommendations. And then while yes, you can go on to like speedtest.net and test your internet speed, it's not necessarily the best way to do things. You need to get your internet speed checked, have your ISP do it, do your research. But here's the thing again, don't get complacent or too comfortable with mediocrity. Like that's one of the things that I was biggest worried about the movies, which we'll get into Marvel's wonderful welcome back to the movies trailer here in a second. But when humans are creatures of comfort, and we do accept mediocrity from time to time, and if we allow these companies to sell us something subpar or sell us something overpriced, or sell us something that we can't use because our internet isn't good enough for it, that's wrong. And I want to empower the people to go out there and be able to challenge their ISPs that say, oh, we can't get you higher bandwidth. Well, I have a business. I do Twitch streaming and I make money off of it. I need higher bandwidth. Go to your city council and look for a new ISP to come in. There's a new provider coming into my city. The point is, when it comes to cloud gaming, yes, you guys are getting access to these games, and that's great. Download the ones you can. It'll be better. But in the at the end of the day, if you have no choice but to do true streaming gaming, cloud gaming, please check out your internet service provider. Make a phone call. Yes, you gotta actually dial and talk to someone, not just email, because it'll be better. And yeah, Manny, when it comes to tech things that you don't know, what do you usually do when you run into an issue?
I Google it.
Google it, like YouTube videos and stuff.
Yeah, I'm tech savvy enough to
Yeah.
understand it after I do a little bit of research, and then I YouTube it. If I need to go any further, but by that point, usually it's not too bad, and I can figure it out. I
Mm-hmm.
know exactly what I need. Hell, that's why my house has a couple of different routers, and that's why I have things hooked up the way I do. It's just you got to learn. I mean, I do agree with you that you do need to do your research, and you do need to figure out what you're getting. And we've said it a couple of times already. Like it goes even with buying a simple thing as buying a TV. Do a little bit of research. Don't just buy the one on sale at Walmart because you don't know what you're getting.
Or the biggest, fanciest one because you got the money for it, you know?
Right. And yeah, it's so like a perfect example we brought up before is if you want a game and you don't know much, and you just think bigger is better. and you're completely wrong.
Yes.
So there's things like that. But yeah, no, I think that any piece of technology nowadays requires a little bit of research because we're getting items that are so advanced thanks just to the advancement of technology that it requires a little bit of extra work. And I think people don't want to do extra work. They just want to buy the one that's on sale. But what are you really buying? Like spend and sometimes yes, I get it. That is a factor. Because when I bought my first mic for interviews and things like that, it was a Snowball. And it wasn't the greatest one, but it was the one I could afford at the moment.
Right.
And then but I recognized that, and that was my budget, and that was the best thing I could do. So I'm not at all saying that, just buy the most, because I still don't have the most expensive mic, but I have a better one now.
Yeah.
And it's just a progression of how invested you are in whatever piece of technology you want to buy. If you want to get into, like you mentioned, like esports, then you need a specific set of technical traits that you want in whatever you're buying, whether it's a monitor, whether it's a game system, whether it's your internet speed. But that's up to you. But it all comes down, or if it's just, hey, I'm just trying to play GTA 5.
Yeah.
that could work on a big screen, if that's what you want to do. But I also want to watch the Sunday football game on the same screen. It's just, you just gotta everyone just just like their personality, everyone has different needs, and there's a little bit of something for everyone. But you do need to put a little bit of work in.
Yeah.
Don't just be sold the first thing they give you.
Yeah.
Because usually the things on sale are the crappy things.
Yeah. Take that time. We spend so much time on our phones anyways, and we call it Googling. Google hates the fact that they're almost in the public domain as a what is that, a verb or an adjective? I don't even
to search something. Yeah. Google it.
It's really important. Cloud gaming is in the future. Okay. We're slowly getting to where most major metropolitan areas have gigabit internet coming into their homes. Your home network is, you guys got to do some research on that. I highly suggest switches, multiple access points, mesh setups, things like that, NAS, network attached storage. Hell, most of your wireless modem routers, you guys might not even know this, but if you got a hard drive filled with movies, a lot of wireless routers have a DLNA server already built into the router and a USB port. You can plug your hard drive in and stream your movies to most of your smart devices that have a DLNA compatible player, which most of your consoles do, most of your smart TVs do. If you download like VLC on your phone, you can access that. So that's a nifty little tech tip for you guys. But research. Not sponsored by any of these people, but these are some sites that I of course use. Maximum PC, CNET is a classic one, and then there's some really great tech YouTubers. Everyone knows who Linus Tech Tips is, and Austin Evans are a couple great ones, and there's like Jace Tech something or another. There's a lot of great ones, but Manny, Marvel released something big yesterday. It was massive, talking about Phase 4. I want to take a look at it and kind of talk while this plays again, so that way our audience can kind of hear it, but we don't get, we don't lose our money, hopefully. So
was it massive though? Was it really?
Dude, I loved this. You didn't like. First off, hearing Stan's voice is great. I miss the guy. He's responsible for like 80% of my relationships, friendships. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's insane. And this idea, even though they're releasing things on Disney Plus, Raya, Mulan, Black Widow, but they are making a point. Go to the movies, get lost in the story, escape. This nice little trip down memory lane, man. You didn't like it?
It was okay. I think the amount of attention that it's getting from all the outlets, I'd find kind of ridiculous. As far as we already know about all these things.
Yeah.
The thing I did appreciate was all the release dates, which some of them we had already seen. But it was nice to kind of get a little bit of recap. I just wish that we got it from the guy from Ant-Man.
Yeah.
I think we're all still vouching. Yeah, that. You see, that still gives me chills.
Oh God, to this day, a symbol. Go ahead. Yeah. What's his name from Ant-Man?
Yeah, his funny version of it. It's been a joke on the internet for a long time, but at the same time, it's like, no, yeah, do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But there's not. I'm gonna be real, man. There's not a lot of films coming up from Marvel that I'm super excited about. I don't really care for the Eternals, for Shang-Chi, for Black Widow. Actually, I'd take it back. Just to go see Florence Pugh, might do that. I loved her so much in a movie my girlfriend showed me. Jesus, I can't remember. Midsummer.
Oh yeah.
And then also in Fighting with My Family. That when I found out that she's probably taking over as Black Widow, I was like, that's great.
Fighting with My Family is good.
I think she's a great choice to continue it on, but. Other than that, I'm like, I think the one thing I'm really looking forward to is probably a Doctor Strange film. I'm very curious to see what the Wakanda Forever is going to be about. I love Paul Rudd as Ant-Man. Dude, let me tell you something. Before Ant-Man, I hated Paul Rudd. And
you didn't like him in Clueless?
Dude, he was what's that movie he did with the guy from American Pie?
I know what you're talking about. Was it Saving Silverman? Was that one? No, it's not
Saving Silverman.
Okay, different Jason Biggs movie then. I don't remember, but I know what you're talking about now.
Okay, I don't know for whatever reason, that's the way I've always pictured him. Role Models, that's what it is. And I never liked
stupid movie.
I never liked I Love You Man, and I don't know, just his roles, but Ant-Man was just a changing point for me, and I don't know, it's really weird. Obviously I'm the Marvels film. That's whatever, because Captain Marvel was horrible, and the only thing that I'm just like gung ho about, like hurry up already, is Fantastic Four.
That 4 at the end, man.
Yeah, and then but I know that that's probably going to be. I'm anticipating it's probably going to be summer
24.
2024. Yeah, because it's too big to really to put on a slot, and I think they already have the 2023 May slot film filled. Was that the Wakanda one? I
I
think
think
so.
so.
And everybody's going to that one.
Yeah.
I'm very curious to what direction that's going to go. If there's one film that I'm going to be following closely, it's to see what they do with that, because it's going to say a lot about Marvel.
I know that I think it was Brandon Jones had an interview with a gentleman who has a petition for bringing T'Challa, keeping T'Challa in, which I hate to tell you, but the script's probably pretty close to being finished. They've probably already got their stories settled and stuff. But I too was a Chadwick Boseman is great. T'Challa is bigger than him. And
Yes.
we needed one more movie with T'Challa, no matter who was wearing his face.
Yeah, and I think Chadwick would want that too for the franchise. It is just a shame that things progressed the way they did.
Yeah.
I do remember about finding out how much he was going through during shoots and stuff like that. Man, that guy is honestly true superhuman.
Yeah. Here are the this is CNET. Go figure. Updated 4 p.m. Pacific time yesterday. So yeah, we've got 4 movies this year, including Spidey. 1, 2, 3, 4 movies next year. Only 2 in 2023. So Fantastic Four might actually see November, July.
That'd
Look,
be weird. Well, I can take a July date, but I wouldn't see them releasing it in the fall.
You want the fall?
No, I don't think
No.
they would.
Okay.
It doesn't seem that's like a Thor type slot.
Yeah. Well, those fall and late winter slots like February are proving to be more popular. You know, more beneficial than the past. It used to literally be every blockbuster was from the last week of April through the first week of September, and now look, July, September, October, December, March, May, February.
If there's one thing I noticed in all of this, and I'm pretty sure other people brought it up, is there's no Avengers film, there's no team up films, there's none of that. I just it's interesting because we're used to having that connectivity.
Yep.
As far as a bigger event down the line, and I have no doubt they have something planned, but for the moment, we don't see it as far as any dates, any title.
And we got to remember that this will be the new biggest phase. Phase 3 was the largest phase. This will now be the biggest phase because it not only includes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 announced films, but all of these shows as well. I wouldn't say it's beyond belief to see Secret War, Avengers, New Avengers, some team up thing in to wrap up phase 4 completely. I'm not going to say that's what will happen, but it's not out of the realm when you look. We're expecting, 4 movies a year. We've only got 3 announced right there in 2023, but there's also one more Fox franchise to consider before we wrap this up, and that's the Mutants. But we have our own ways that we wish they would do the Mutants, which kind of includes giving them some some alone time before they come over to the MCU proper. At least that's what I would like to see. All right. Manny's got to go to work. I got to get some editing done because we lost shit in the middle of it, and yay. So you guys will get this whenever. It's great because as we move forward, LRM and the Genreverse brandings are going to come together, and unlike Marvel's so-called Secret War Forever, unified universe, our thing will remain. And so keep an eye out for the branding. Again, not bought, not sold, just expanding and reaching out to you guys. So check out LRMonline.com every day for all your entertainment news, needs, and opinions. Be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit that bell. Hit the subscribe button and the bell. Hit the bell twice. I think you got to make sure you hit all the notifications. That way you know when all the great Marvel shows, Star Wars shows, LR Mornings, and when it becomes the daily cup of genre, celebrity interviews, all that great stuff. The podcast channel, almost everything we do goes up in audio format up there. We're going to start putting some interviews up there, the ones that we can. And yeah, Manny, what fun stuff do you got coming up, and where can people find you at?
Find me on Twitter at LRM_Emmanuel. You also find me on
that's me
Instagram,
just pointing to the
at riddlemetthis_510. Yeah, we got a couple things. Insight on the Bad Batch coming up today. Also, we have some fun independent films I've been working with. Reboot Camp's one of them. There's another one called not an independent film, The Waterman. And yeah, just fun interviews. I got one called Stealing Chaplin, which is based on the real life account of a couple of thieves trying to steal Chaplin's body to ransom it because they just needed money. Hilarious.
That sounds cool, man. All right. Well, you guys know where to do all that. You guys can find me at that column below, like it says on the screen. We are going to be live tomorrow because I have a very important medical appointment dealing with my narcolepsy and TBI. So I won't be able to be live on Thursday, but there will be a show on Thursday. And then look out, ladies and gentlemen, it is May, so May 20th, like I said, branding change, Cup of Genre coming on our 2-year anniversary. Manny, thanks for being with me today. Everyone else, we'll talk to you tomorrow live at 9:35 a.m. Eastern Time. Bye-bye.